every week with her hard riding. Straight shooting. And suspense.
Nice boy, Target.
Good girl, Annie.
Hello.
Hello there.
You seem fascinated, Deputy.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Must the girl be able to outdo Miss Oakley's horsemanship to interest you?
Any girl that can ride a horse like that deserves to be watched, Miss Matthews.
Then let's watch together. And please, call me Dana. Oh, easy boy. Come on, Terry, come on. She's a fine horsewoman, of course. But don't you really think a woman should be a little more feminine and not quite so spectacular?
I never thought much about it. Annie's just... well, she's just Annie.
What, Lofty, what a nice compliment.
Beautiful writing, Annie. You're getting better all the time.
Thank you. How's your new dancing school coming along, Miss Matthews? Not as well as your writing, I'm afraid. Well, you've only been at it a couple of weeks. It takes a little time. I do have one new pupil, though. He's starting his first lesson today in my beginner's class. You mean Lofty? Certainly. I'm sorry, Lofty. I know you told me not to mention it, but really I just had to. Anyway, I know you'll get along wonderfully. I'll just bet he will.
Now cut it out, Annie. After all, it can't do any harm.
Well, it sure won't. The last time we went dancing together, my feet were black and blue. I'm really glad you're taking those lessons. Only remember, we were supposed to meet the Central City stage.
Hey, that's right. We told Tag we'd meet him.
But, Lofty, you promised to be at the dancing school. Why, if you don't come, probably none of the men will.
Well, I'm sorry, Dana. I did tell Tag I would...
I'm sure Miss Oakley can meet a silly old stage by herself. You go ahead and take the lesson, Lofty. After all, Tag's already been gone a month, and I don't think a few more hours without seeing you'll hurt him.
Well, if you're sure you don't mind.
Of course she doesn't mind. I know you'll appreciate this handsome deputy a lot more when he's learned how to dance. Won't you, Miss Oakley? Well, I really hadn't thought about it, Miss Matthews. You see, Lofty's just... well, he's just Lofty.
Sure gonna be good to be back in Diablo again. Not that it wasn't nice visiting Aunt Martha, but there's no place like home. Is there, Mr. Jackson? Hey, riding through Haunted Hollow. There's supposed to be all kinds of ghosts and things around here. Ever seen a ghost before, Mr. Jackson? Catch me riding through here at night, not for $1 million. Oh. Hey, we're stopping. What's the matter, Ben? Anything wrong?
Nothing to worry about, Tag. We're just checking the wheel. It's kind of wobbly.
Maybe I better help. Sooner we get out of this place, the better.
I think we can handle it all right, Tag.
Whoa! Whoa!
Holy Toledo! Holy Toledo! Never heard a spookier cool than that, Mr. Jackson. Listen to this one. Hello!
Ready for your tracks, mister.
You inside. Let's have that satchel. That Oakley girl sure cost us a lot of money, Yancey.
Jana, don't worry about it. We ain't through yet.
See that Ben gets to the doctor, will you, Mr. Jackson? And also tell the coroner about the gun guard. I've got to go find Lofty.
Where is Lofty, Annie?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you, Tag. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's fine, gentlemen. You're doing just fine. Let's start again now. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's start again, gentlemen. It seems Lofty is out of step.
That's because he's got 2 left feet, teacher.
Is there something you wanted, Miss Oakley? Oh, yes. I'm going to have to interrupt your lesson, Miss Matthews. I have to talk to Lofty.
That's her, Annie. She's the one who tried to rob the stage.
What in the world are you talking about?
That's her. I even recognize her voice. Go on, Lofty. Arrest her, quick.
What's this all about, Annie?
Someone just tried to hold up the Central City stage, Lofty. I'll tell you about it when we get to the office.
It's her. I saw her when her mask slipped. She and a big guy did it, Annie.
Tag, what you're saying is ridiculous.
And impossible. Well, I've been here with these men ever since you left town, Miss Oakley.
She's telling the truth, Annie.
That's right, Miss Annie. We were here all the time doing the old 1, 2, 3.
Honest. I'm just not making it up. Honest.
She couldn't be in 2 places at once, Tag, and I happen to know she's been right here.
You'd better apologize to Miss Matthews.
I'm sorry.
That's all right, Tag. We all make mistakes. Come on, Lofty.
You'll excuse me, Dana? The lessons will have to wait.
Don't worry, Lofty. I'll always be glad to give you private lessons. I'll take care of the private lessons, Miss Matthews. Come on, Lofty.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 or 2. Take your pick. But I know what I saw, Annie.
Unless Dana is 2 people, Tag, she couldn't have done it.
Then she must be twins or something.
Tag, you're letting the effects of Haunted Hollow run away with your imagination.
Pretty hard to imagine a nice girl like Dana Matthews robbing a stage.
Oh, she's got you so muley-eyed you wouldn't even arrest her if she robbed the gold right out of your teeth.
In the first place, Mr. Oakley, I don't have any gold in my teeth. And in the second place, another crack like that and you're going to go right over my knee.
Tag, I think you'd better go on outside. Lofty and I still have some work to do.
All right. I think I'll do a little detective work on my own. I'll find out what this is all about. Boy, these days they give a deputy's badge to anyone.
Go on. I think some of your stubbornness is rubbed off on him, Annie.
Well, he does seem positive about it, Lofty.
Oh, don't tell me you're going to start now.
Well, I know Miss Matthews isn't involved, but it could be somebody that looks like her. Say, she rented a ranch with her brother, didn't she?
Yeah? About a half-mile the other side of Haunted Hollow. Why, what are you getting at?
I think I'll take a ride out and have a talk with her. Can't do any harm. You want to come along?
No thanks. If anybody sees me out there, they'll think I'm apple polishing the teacher.
Hi, sis.
Hi. Is that all you've got to say, Yancey? What went wrong?
Well, just about everything, I guess. That blonde friend of yours, that Annie Oakley, showing up didn't help much.
After all the time we spent planning this job, I thought we'd have that Cattle Association money of Wiley Jackson's and be on our way tonight.
Settle down, sister dear. We're still going to get that money.
How, Jenna?
You're going to give a party to advertise a new dancing school. The most honored guest will be Wiley Jackson. Big Brother and I have it all figured out.
You had the last one all figured out, if I remember correctly.
So things go wrong.
Nothing went wrong on my end. The alibi was there, but you let your mask slip. And the kid who saw you was Annie Oakley's brother.
Did he give you any trouble?
Nothing I couldn't handle. But I'm not sure the kid's convinced he's seeing things. You've got to be more careful.
You're telling me to be careful. Look, Dana, we take all the chances.
You know, if you could handle a six-gun like anything but a hot potato, maybe you could ride with me. Janet could take care of the dancing school.
Oh, she'd shoot her foot off. Here, want to try? Come on, Yancey, let's go up back and practice a little.
Sure. You know, we may need it after that dancing party.
Nice shooting, Miss Matthews. You really surprised me. Thank you, Miss Oakley. I don't think you've met my brother. Yancey, this is Annie Oakley. Hello.
Howdy, Miss Oakley. My pleasure.
You know, you have an amazing sister. She shoots as well as she dances. Really, he's just teaching me. Thought I ought to have some sort of protection. From what I just saw, I'd say you have a mighty good teacher.
I hear you're pretty fancy with a gun yourself, Miss Oakley. Why don't you give us a demonstration? I think it'd do sis good to watch a real expert.
Thanks for the kind words. We weren't expecting visitors, Miss Oakley. Was there something you wanted? Yes. As a matter of fact, I wanted to ask you something. I wish I could help you, Miss Oakley, but I couldn't be the girl your brother saw. Well, I've known Tag to be wrong before, Miss Matthews. He certainly is this time. I just can't understand it. Well, I know there's a logical explanation for it. All we have to do is find it. Oh, I do hope you will. I'm sure we will. Goodbye. Goodbye, Yancey. Nice meeting you. It's been almost 2 days now, Lofty, and we still don't have a lead.
Outlaws like that don't give up just because of one bad job, Annie. We'll hear from them again.
No, Lofty, that's not it. Here, let me show you. See? This is it.
Yeah, now I got it.
Oh, it just doesn't figure. For a girl that's just starting to learn how to shoot, she's too good.
Well, maybe she just learns fast, Annie. Oh, look, between you and Tag, you're gonna drive this poor gal ragged. You know, Tag's been playing detective now for 2 days. Dana says he's been following her around like a shadow.
Oh, maybe so, Lofty. But I just can't buy the coincidence that two girls look so much alike.
Well, just for this afternoon, try not to think about it, huh? You won't enjoy Dana's party if you keep thinking about those outlaws.
Well, are you sure I'm dainty enough to go traipsing around the dance floor?
You know it won't be any fun unless you're there, Annie. Besides, you're gonna have a lot of free punch.
Oh, I should have known that dance meant more to your stomach than your feet.
There you are, Lofty. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
I'd enjoy myself much more if I didn't have to wear this funny old suit.
It's a real nice party you're having here, miss. Believe me, there's some lovely girls here.
And here's the loveliest.
Holy Toledo, Annie. You're just beautiful.
Oh, thank you, Tag.
I'm rather surprised to see you here, Miss Oakley. I didn't think you went in for this sort of thing.
Oh, I just had to come, Miss Matthews. You see, Lofty told me he'd really be lost without me.
Then why don't you two dance? You'll find that Lofty's quite good.
Yes, I know. Have you a partner, Mr. Jackson? I'd just love to dance with you.
Oh, the pleasure'd be all mine, ma'am.
Why, you dance beautifully, Mr. Jackson.
Well, thank you, ma'am, but cattlemen don't get much time for things like this.
Tell me something about the cattle business, Mr. Jackson. I'm just fascinated with cows and things.
Well, and that's about it, ma'am. Right now, I'm representing close to 20,000 head of cattle.
Why, you've led about the most thrilling life I could imagine, Wiley. A bachelor like yourself would be quite a catch for some lucky girl.
Miss Matthews sure is a clock watcher. Seems like she's got the time of day on her mind.
Maybe she's got a time bomb all set to go off. Huh, Detective Oakley? Better keep an eye on her.
The more I think about you representing the owners of 20,000 head of cattle, I just can't believe it.
Well, I've got all the figures written down, Dana, over in my office.
I'd have to see it first to believe it.
Well, I'd like to show them to you.
Why, Mr. Jackson.
I could take you over to the office right now and prove it to you.
All right, but we'd better not go out of here together. People might talk.
What do you suggest?
Well, you go out the front door there. I'll just slip out the back way and meet you at the side of the building.
All right.
Looks like your girlfriend has deserted you for Jackson.
He's got more money than I have. That's probably the reason.
You might have something there, Lofty.
What do you mean?
Nothing, just a thought. He's around the other side of the building. Give Yancey and me about 10 minutes, Dan, and then make some excuse and get out fast. We're taking the buckboard as far as Hard Hollow. We'll meet you there with the horses. Fine.
Well, young man, you look a little forlorn standing there all by yourself. Do you dance?
No, ma'am, not very well.
Then it's high time you learn. Come on, I'll show you how.
Excuse me, ma'am. I just remembered something real important I gotta do. Excuse me now. Excuse me.
Like my office? It's kind of nice, isn't it?
Where are the figures you're going to show me?
Oh, you mean you really want to see them?
I don't. Just get that satchel of yours out of the safe.
What is this?
Better do what I say, mister. This gun's liable to go off.
You'd better obey him, Wiley. He looks terribly dangerous. The door!
Sorry I'm late. but my chores kind of caught up with me. You certainly have a fine party here.
Well, thank you, Fred. I'm glad you could get here.
Would you mind hanging this up? You know this is a bang-up affair, and I'm not going to need this. Bang up, get it? Oh.
Hey!
Miss Matthews, are you thinking of leaving us?
Why, no. I was just going to take this gun to the cloakroom.
You seem rather anxious to get rid of it. Are you afraid of the gun?
Certainly not. Why do you ask?
Because you're not handling it like you did the other day.
What are you talking about, Annie?
Suppose you spin it, like you did out at the ranch. All right, Miss Matthews. Where's your sister? Your twin sister.
Her twin?
That's right. Tad wasn't seeing things after all. He saw Dana's twin, the one who knows how to handle a gun.
He'll never prove it. Never.
Oh, won't I?
Annie!
Oh, I know it wasn't very ladylike, Lofty, but I had a good reason for it, believe me. You folks keep an eye on her. Come on, Lofty. If I'm not mistaken, Wiley Jackson's in real trouble.
And they got every penny, Annie.
I'll saddle the horses, Annie.
We haven't got time, Lofty. We'll have to take one of the buckboards.
I sure hope Dana gets you in a hurry. The sooner we get out of this territory, the better.
She'll be here.
Look!
Take the reins, Annie.
The accessory to the murder and the robbery has the black eye, and that's Dana. And you, Jana, along with your brother, will be tried on both counts.
And that's why you clobbered Dana.
Well, I told you I had a good reason, Lofty. When I finally caught on to the twin gag, I figured somebody was going to try a legal mix-up.
Well, gosh, sis, it's 3 days till the circuit court gets here. You think that shiner will last that long?
If it doesn't, Tag, I'll help it along.
Oh, I'll get it for you, sis. Holy Toledo! I forgot all about my trousers.
And we thought we had double trouble.
Boy, isn't this the end?
Oakley hits the entertainment bullseye every week with her Hard Riding. And suspense.
We got a lot of trail ahead of us, Walt. We better get going.
Be with you in a minute, Jim. Now, honey, stop worrying. If the weather keeps up like this, I'll be back within 4 days.
I'm sorry, Walt. It's just that you're carrying so much gold this trip.
And it's my job to see that it gets through all right. That's what they pay me for, honey.
You should be getting twice the money. You're worth it.
Somehow the company just isn't as fond of me, Helen. I guess that's why I married you instead of the stage line. And now you be sure and take good care of your mother while I'm gone, Tommy. You're the man of the house, you know.
I'll see to things, Dad. You won't forget us while I'm gone, will you?
I'd never do that, son, no matter how long I was gone. Hey, boy, your hair's all mussed up.
Tommy, how many times have I told you to comb your hair when you come into town?
Ah, you two are always doing that.
Be careful, Walt.
Real careful. See you soon.
I'll keep him out of trouble, Mrs. Bronson.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Stop! Hey! Oh!
Better slow her up a bit, Jim. The trail's pretty rough up ahead.
Right, Walt.
No mistakes now, Benny. Do just like I told you.
Don't you think we ought to keep our face covered?
No need. There ain't gonna be nobody to identify us. Here she comes. Billy Dixon.
You can't get away with this.
Let's load up.
Mister?
Can you give me a lift into town?
Diablo? Sure, that's where I'm headed right now. Come on, jump in. Holy Toledo! Yeah!
Oakley, look.
doctor, Lofty. How is he, Dr. Harry?
He's suffering from shock and fatigue mostly. His gunshot wound is slight. He'll be on his feet in a day or two.
Did he tell you what happened?
No, but whatever it was, it happened 2 or 3 days ago. You know who he is?
No, I'd never seen him before. He wasn't carrying any identification.
Were you able to talk to him?
Yes, but he doesn't know who he is, Annie. He's got amnesia.
Gosh, you mean he can't remember anything?
Not a thing, Tag. His name, where he lives, where he came from, not a thing.
Could we have a talk with him?
Not now, Lofty. I gave him a sedative. He needs rest.
Well, maybe we speak to him in the morning.
Yes.
You mean you're gonna let him stay here overnight?
Certainly. Why not?
Well, I don't know, Doc. Stranger, none of us knows. With a head wound, you can't be sure what he'll do.
There is only one thing I'm sure of, Lofty.
What's that?
He's my patient.
$1,000 reward. The Arizona kid, dead or alive. Morning, Lofty.
Hi. You taking over?
Well, seeing as Uncle Luke's out of town, I figure somebody good ought to be on the job.
One more crack like that, and I'll throw you out right in your ear. Go on, I got work to do.
Morning, Lofty.
Morning, Annie.
Ready to go to Dr. Herrick's?
Anytime. I was just looking over these new wanted posters.
I'm ready. Let's go.
No, you don't, young man. You go right in there and make up your bed.
Oh, I guess I kind of forgot.
I guess you did.
Hey, Annie,
What's wrong, Lofty?
take a look at this.
Wanted for robbery and murder. Walt Bronson?
Looks like our stranger might be trying to forget who he is.
I guess he could have been faking, Lofty.
Well, let's not guess. Let's go find out. That's your picture, mister. It says robbery and murder. How about it?
I don't know. Believe me, I don't know.
Can't you remember anything?
Oh, I remember walking, meeting the boy on the buckboard. And then...
Then you were brought here. Now try to think back to where you started walking.
Oh, I can't.
We can get the answers in Saddle Hill, Annie. That's where this poster says he's from.
I guess we'll have to, Lofty. Can you ride yet, Dr. Herrick?
You can do it now if you take it easy. But give him till tomorrow.
Don't move, Annie.
Walt! What are you doing?
Getting out of here.
Then you were faking.
No, miss, I sure wasn't. But I'm not going to be railroaded into a noose.
If you're innocent, Walt, you'll be treated fairly.
And if not, I hang. Without knowing whether I was guilty or not.
The answers are in Saddle Hill. You afraid to find out?
Would you be?
I know one thing we're going to find out, Walt.
Yeah?
If you're a killer, you're going to have to prove it right now.
Annie.
Let me handle this, Lofty. Please.
Okay, mine, miss.
Let me have the gun. I knew I wasn't wrong. Take care of him, Lofty. We leave for Saddle Hill in the morning.
Hey, Sheriff, you better get out here quick. Walt Brunson's come back.
Hey, you caught him, eh, Deputy? Yeah, we ought to string him up.
Lofty, get the sheriff.
I'm the sheriff.
I'm Deputy Craig from Diablo.
How do?
This is Annie Oakley.
Miss Oakley?
Hello.
Dad,
Dad, what happened? Where you been?
We've been worried sick.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Walt, what is it? What's wrong, Dad? Mom?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Bronson, but he doesn't know you. He's got amnesia.
Oh, Walt.
You trying to say he doesn't know his own family?
Exactly.
Maybe you don't remember killing Jim Hanna and robbing the stage either.
Settle down, mister. Just listen.
He's been under a doctor's care. We found him out near Diablo, wounded and suffering from shock and fatigue.
How did it happen?
Well, that's what we came to Saddle Hill to find out, but he still doesn't seem to remember anything.
It sounds like a phony alibi to me.
Sheriff, can we go inside your office?
Good idea. All right, you folks. I'll handle this. Go on about your business. Go along now. But you, get inside.
Mom, what's the matter with Dad? He's sick, Tommy. Very sick. But he's not a murderer, is he? Those things they're saying, they're not true, are they? No, Tommy. They're not true.
And the doctor said that maybe back here in familiar surroundings, Walt's memory might return.
What could be more familiar to a man than his own wife and child?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Bronson, but there's every reason to believe that with time and patience, Walt's memory will come back.
Walt, I'm Helen, your wife. Please try to think. This is Tommy. He's your son.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just can't remember.
Oh, Walt.
If he does get his memory back, he's liable to recollect himself right into a noose.
Hey, you boys hear the news?
What news is that, mister?
Walt Bronson's back. He's over in the jail right now.
Couldn't be.
He's got amnesia, he has. Claims he can't remember a thing. What do you think of that?
I think it's just fine.
Fine. I told you we should have gone back and made sure he was dead.
You hear what the man said? Bronson can't remember a thing.
Yeah? Well, we're gonna make sure he never does.
Lost memory or not, Bronson's still gonna have to stand trial.
Well, as long as Walt can't remember anything, Sheriff, we'll never find out what happened to that stage.
That's for the circuit court to decide, miss. A lot of evidence piled up against Walt. Jim killed, money gone, Walt with it.
Then where's the money, Sheriff?
And who shot Walt?
Those questions need answering, all right.
When does the circuit court open?
Wednesday. That's 3 days.
Sheriff, give us those 3 days to find the answers. We'll keep Walt in our custody at his own house.
I don't know.
Please, Sheriff.
Well, if Bronson escapes, Deputy, it's your responsibility.
I'll take it.
I'm not going to run. Believe me.
You'll be all right, Dad. We'll take care of you. Me and Mom. You'll see.
Thanks, Tommy.
Come on, Walt. We'll take you home in the buckboard.
Thanks, Sheriff.
The buckboard's just across the street. You can follow us out.
All right, Mrs. Bronson.
Over there, Lofty.
Is anyone hurt?
We're all right, Miss Oakley.
Well, does that prove anything to you, Sheriff?
What do you mean?
That somebody wants Walt out of the way.
That still don't prove Bronson's not guilty.
Well, that sure proves something to me.
What's that?
That Walt must have seen the men who shot him. And if they try to get rid of him once, they'll try it again before he remembers what happened on that stage trail.
Killer, he's a killer. Your pa's a killer.
He is not.
How's it feel to have a pa that's a murderer? Huh? How's it feel?
Stop it.
Pretending to forget who he is. What's it like when your pa don't lay claim to you? Huh, Tommy?
up here.
What are you two boys fighting about?
He started it. He hit me just because I told the truth. Said his pa was a killer.
You live around here?
Yeah, right down the road.
Well, then you'd better get on home.
Maybe you ought to leave too, Tommy. If your pa don't even know his own family, how do you know this is your ranch?
Don't pay any attention to what he said, Tommy. None of it's true, and you know it.
It's not that, Miss Oakley. It's just that Dad doesn't even know me. He looked at me like he'd never seen me before.
I know it's hard for you to understand anything like this.
He said he'd never forget me.
Oh, he hasn't forgotten you, Tommy. Not really. Look, haven't you ever been sick before?
I had a broken leg a couple of years ago.
Well, then this ought to be easy for you to understand.
What do you mean?
Well, when your leg was broken, you couldn't walk, could you? Your leg was in a cast.
Yeah.
And when you hit the cast, you couldn't feel anything. It was just like it wasn't even a part of you.
Mm-hmm.
But don't you see, Tommy? The same thing can happen to a person's mind. And in your father's case, it was his mind that was sick. And just like your leg, it takes time for it to heal before it becomes a useful part of him again.
Will it take long? Will he be better soon?
That's hard to say, Tommy. Let's hope so.
But what about the real killers? What if he can't find them? Nobody will believe Dad. If he can't tell what happened, they'll think he's guilty.
We'll find the men who robbed the stage, Tommy, if our plan works. I promise. Come on, let's go see how good an actor Lofty was.
How's the patient behaving, Mrs. Bronson?
Oh, just fine, Deputy Craig. I just made Walt some buckwheat cakes, his favorite meal.
It's hard to imagine a man can forget cooking like that.
Tommy, what happened to you?
It's all right, Mrs. Bronson. Tommy just had to get a few things straightened out. How'd things go in town, Lofty?
Well, as far as I can tell, fine, Annie. I talked it up just the way you suggested. How we're going to take Walt back over the stage route in an attempt to get his memory back.
Did anyone seem suspicious?
Now, when I said a medical specialist thought it would be the best way to cure him.
Well, we'll wait one more day. Give word of this chance to get around, because we want to make sure our killers snap at the bait.
Won't it be dangerous, Miss Oakley? Deliberately exposing Walt to attack?
We'll be watching every minute, Mrs. Bronson. Nothing will go wrong.
Well, I made arrangements for a stage for the company Walt worked for.
Any trouble?
No, Walt. They're as anxious to solve this thing as we are. They got a lot of gold at stake.
I hope everything turns out all right.
We all do, Mrs. Bronson. And maybe we weren't too far wrong about this trip helping bring back Walt's memory.
What do you mean?
The long trip back. This might work.
Let's go, Walt.
Right. Goodbye.
Good luck.
This time we don't miss, Billy.
Better slow down a bit, Jim. Trail's pretty rough up ahead. What's the matter, Lofty?
Nothing, Walt. Nothing.
Get up.
Get their horses, Lofty.
Come on, get going.
You know these two men?
Billy Dix. That's his brother Jack.
Here are your killers, Sheriff. You find the gold in their hotel room.
Mighty good job, Miss Oakley. Get across there, you two.
Hey, boy, your hair's all mussed up.
Whoa! Whoa! Hey, Mom, didn't you forget something?
Gosh, and everything turned out all right for the Bronsons after all.
It sure did, Tag. Walt was cleared of all of the charges against him.
I bet his family's happy.
Oh, you should have seen him. Hey, boy, your hair's all messed up.
Hey, what's going on?
It's just a little trick we learned in Saddle Hill, Tag.